I'm Clive.
I'm Kim.
And we've been fostering for 17 years.
Yeah. I used to work for a nursery, special needs. I was a Senko there for special needs children. And then I went to a school with one young lady that I looked after. I worked for Demelza with two special children that I was with for 13 years. And then, unfortunately, our daughter passed away. She was 23, she had a brain tumour. And my husband convinced me to
I was a plumbing and heating
go
engineer.
into fostering.
There was a lot happening and we needed something positive to do.
Yeah, there was a lot of sadness, wasn't there?
Yeah.
And we needed something positive to do.
Kim worked with special needs for a long time. We were going to do respite as a separate thing, and it just really, we just decided to take it further really and do it full time.
We had we had a couple of spare bedrooms, didn't we?
Yeah, we approached obviously an agency, and from there they send you a potential placement or a series of placements, which is quite in depth. Fostering is very intrusive. You've got to expect people to come into your home that you don't know, and everything's
looked into your
backgrounds, and that's to do with safety.
Did it feel appropriate for you? I mean, obviously people looking at your background and
I think when you're taking these sort of children on, then yes, because there's not so many nice people out there.
Yeah.
That didn't really.
So you understood the reasoning why and all that.
It didn't really bother us, did it?
And basically the agencies, they take you on a path where you basically you do a thing called the Form F, which is a document that sets out the framework of fostering and what you actually, the expectations of you and the expectations of an agency, and it leads you into a placement basically, and they send you placements, and you decide actually what sort of child you're capable of looking after.
And you were focused on children with additional needs. This is what you wanted to look for.
Yes, because I'd done that for so long.
Yeah.
In various roles that my brother's got cerebral palsy, so it was just something we wanted to do, wasn't it? Really.
Yeah. So from identifying a child or placement, and that you move obviously forward with all the checks, and then the first thing you actually do with the agency is like a skills to foster course.
Yeah.
Where you go away for a day or two, and you're actually led into what it's like to be a foster carer, and what's expected, and then obviously it's a time thing, isn't it? It's very, fostering is very, when you get to the placement stage, it's all rush, and then all of a sudden it sort of tails out a bit, but that's expected. That's what normally happens, isn't it? And then it's you all of a sudden you get a placement, and it's full on, isn't it?
So over your fostering career as a couple, obviously when you started you were plumbing, heating and engineering, but that's all gone by the wayside over time and you've become a professional couple, professionally fostering and What was that transition like?
Yes.
Because Kim, I presume you were the lead foster carer to start, and Clive, you were probably still plumbing.
I was still working,
and then it's transitioned. So what happened there?
It was just that we got really busy, didn't we? Our first real placement were two siblings, who we had for 12 and 14 years.
So what age did they come into?
They came
7 and 5.
Yeah.
And they're 23 and 21 this year.
So at the age of 18, they no longer fostered by you?
No, they went into adult care, but we made sure that they had good places to go to, didn't we? And we still see them.
Yeah.
They're still part of your life now.
Yeah, still part of our lives, One's half an hour away and one's 20 minutes away.
Yeah.
We've got a young lad that we had for 6 years.
Yeah.
He's gone back to Borehamwood, where his family live,
Yeah.
but we still see him as well.
So you're still in touch with them
Oh,
as
yeah, yeah.
adults. They're, you know,
Yeah.
you're part of family
Yeah.
now, I guess.
Yeah, it's very rewarding, isn't it? It's, you know, it's very, you get very busy. Obviously, depending on what sort of child you have, really, on medical needs. But yeah, everyone's different, aren't they? There's so many different things involved in fostering. No one child's alike, the same.
And now, with the little girl we've got now, it's like starting again.
Yeah, because I mean, we've known each other for a while now, but you were in touch. You were with another agency, and if I remember rightly, you were considering whether your time was done for fostering. You brought these three up. You're still part of their lives. They're now adults, and you were saying we're just looking at do we start again or do we? And you.
Well, we wanted to. We felt like it was time for us to move to another agency.
Yeah.
But we wanted to wait until all 3 children were settled in their new homes.
Yeah.
And once that happened, we had a little bit of time out, didn't we? And
I think you're going to have to. That's all right. Oh, yeah. Someone's demanding to go out. But yeah, so you were sort of at a stage of crossroads, really. In what your
we
fostering
needed
career.
to make sure that them going into adult care was right, and we got them all settled, and then we decided to move on.
Do you feel that you get enough support from the agency, from other carers?
Yes.
Talk to us about the way you feel that you're getting support.
Oh, yeah.
We do lots of training, and that's all part of it. It's you do need the support from the agency, which you get.
And your training.
Your training. You mustn't be afraid to ask questions. To get support.
Yeah.
Because the worst thing you can have is because if you're a couple looking after a child, a young person, you don't actually know that you're actually getting some sort of secondary trauma or some sort of, it's you need that outside support or outside network to let you know how you're doing, if you're doing the right thing, because it can be quite insular, can't it? We have a support group once a month, don't we, where we meet other carers and discuss anything, really, to be fair. And it's always, support groups are always very intuitive, aren't they? Because you're picking up ideas or or a sounding board, for your own, how can I move forward with this or whatever.
Yeah, because there's always someone that's gone through that.
Yeah.
So it's nice to talk about things, isn't it?
There's always experience in that. And a good agency should do that. They should be supportive carers, and we're really happy at the moment. That Fostering Together are. They're very good, and obviously we have sessional workers, which are we've got 2 ladies that come in, don't they? And we have a certain amount of hours a week where we get a little bit of time out.
Yeah.
And they do different tasks with the children, but it's feeling supported, isn't it? And part of a greater network. I think you can't be isolated with being a carer, because you need the
well, if there's
support.
something you're worried about, or something's not going quite right, then we can go to the agency and hopefully most of the time they can sort it out.
They listen, you talk it through and come up with alternative strategies or whatever, but it's
come on.
He wants to be on camera. Obviously you were with a previous agency before you joined us, and you were at a crossroads with your fostering journey, your fostering career. And then you came across us. I don't know whether you'd heard about us, you knew about us, but you came across us. How has that been? What's the journey been like? And has it been what you expected?
Yeah, we were with an agency for 15 years. We wanted a change, and we wanted to things our old agency were doing. We weren't really happy with, or
things they weren't doing.
Things they weren't doing, and we'd known of Fostering Together for a long, for quite some time, and we actually knew a lot of the people within the agency.
Yeah.
And we looked at it a few years back, and we were going to do it, but it was the wrong time to do it before, obviously, because we had 3 young people transitioning. But the actual transition has been really smooth. It took, what did it take? It's probably about 5 months, 4 or 5 months, wasn't it?
I don't
Bit
think
longer?
it was that long.
3.
Yeah,
Was it
3
Was
months.
it 3
yeah.
months? It's a lot. It's really run quick. It was really,
Feels like 5 months.
yeah.
But was it a painful process? Was it a simple process?
No, it was pretty straightforward. Obviously, you need the Form F that had to be redone, which is a big part of work. We had a independent reviewing officer come in and speak to us. She did a report. We had obviously constantly talking all the time with the agency, and just identifying what our needs were or what expectations were really from the agency. But to be fair, it was
Easy.
really easy.
So as experienced, very experienced foster carers, I mean, if other foster carers are watching us now, how would you liken the transfer process on your journey? So there's the original when you started fostering and your Form F, and then the process there. Then you have your annual reviews and what they're like. What is it similar to? How is it like being a foster care for the first time again, or is it much more streamlined and much more straightforward as a process?
For us, it was much more streamlined because obviously
straightforward.
we've been doing it for so long, and we
knew
know
what to expect.
know what to expect. We know the process. So it's it wasn't.
Well, when you go through,
to be fair, but it was so.
when you go through the process, don't worry about it.
No, you're guided. You're guided through it by the agency.
Don't worry about it.
It's and if you've got a child, bringing a child with you, it's very easy, isn't it? It doesn't infringe on that child or the care you're giving to the child by transferring. You speak to us. You speak to the local authority, and they should be they do their checks, and that's it. About it, isn't it? Really.
Now you're part of Fostering Together, and you've been with Fostering Together a while now. And when you joined us, you started looking for a new child. And what's that journey been like? The referrals, the matching. I mean, what's that experience been like?
I think now that we're that bit older, you know what sort of child that we can now manage.
Yeah.
When you're younger, it's you've got a lot more energy.
Yeah.
And we had 2 to start with.
Yeah.
We could have 2 now, but we know what sort of children we can manage.
I think the main thing was there was no pressure on us whatsoever.
No.
And I think that's as a carer, if you there's this thing about if you make a decision to have a child, if all of a sudden you change your mind, you feel quite negative or quite,
you don't have to worry about it.
But you don't have to worry about
No.
it. There was the agency put no pressure on us whatsoever to say yes to
You don't
any
have to
child.
rush into taking
you look through
a
their
child on.
You look through their profile. You talk about it. You visit the child at a distance, and you make your own decision. The first thing is you asked what sort of child
you can manage.
Yeah.
You're capable of looking after.
And obviously you make a decision on that. It goes back to the agency, and then obviously the agency will get potential placements from local authorities all over the country. They're coming in all the time. So if it matches the child matches your profile that you've asked, you'd like to have. You're sent the profile, the placement of the child. You say yes, and then obviously they speak to the local authority, and then you get a meeting basically, and then it could be on Teams or the social worker could come and see you, and then they initiate a meeting with the child with their former carers or wherever they are. There's lots of conversations about whether it's right for you or how you can support the child. It has to be right. It has to suit your family, and you've got to ask, if you've got children yourself, you've got to ask every member of the family if they're happy with doing this, and what the expectations are at the end of the day. Once you've done that, we didn't, but you can actually you could have a child's stop over for a long weekend, depending on how
Getting
old
to
they
know
are.
each other.
Getting to know each other. You could go, and meet the child with their other carers and for a day out or something. There's loads of different ways of transitioning, isn't there? But at the end of the day, it's got to be right, and it's got to be a good move.
Yeah.
Because it's not just you; it's schools, it's hospitals, it's doctors, it's all the actual network that child's got round them at that time has got to be transferred to where you are. And that takes time.
Can take quite a long time.
And so it's not a 5-minute thing, is it? It's, and at the end of the day, it's got to be child focused. So that's what you're aiming for, is better outcomes. The agency organises different events where we all meet up and have a good time. Really,
It's all child. Orientated, isn't it?
We go to zoos, we go to different picnics and different.
And we've also got a lodge coming up soon that the agency have invested in. Again, children focused.
Yeah.
It has hoists. It can sleep 8 people. You can take your family as well as the child or children.
When we actually transferred, there were certain things that wasn't happening with the other agency that we'd like to happen, a long time ago. And one of the things we mentioned was about somewhere to go for families,
for a holiday,
for a small holiday break, respite, and we talked about it with the agency and they've delivered.
So you're looking forward to sort of breaks during the summer down on the beach with the children?
It's a great idea and something that we've talked about for years, haven't we? And
now it's happened.
And now it's happened in a very short spell. Yeah, so that's a really positive thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
I mean, you two must have sat on occasion and just had a chat to you again. This is really...
we did that.
Yeah. So how does that feel when you know you're transforming the life of a child?
It's good.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Because from where they've come from to where they are now, especially with our older, foster young people, you can remember what they were like when they first came and how they are now. They're totally different. So it's been good, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And for them to call you mum and dad as well.
Yeah.
They treat us as mum and dad, don't they?
Yeah.
So. And we've even had to look after their parents on occasions.
I mean, arriving this morning, you've got a young girl that you look after now. She's got additional needs. But the work you put into it, I mean, the house is just amazing. You can tell Easter is just around the corner. And the house is ready for Easter for a young lady, isn't it? You can see. So it just sort of, the fun you must get back out of this as well. Because would you do this normally, or is this is for the children?
This is every single year.
Yeah.
Every year. And it's Christmas. It's Halloween.
Yeah.
They love it.
So it's fun.
It is fun. I think I love it more than they do. But she goes around and she goes, "Oh, beautiful, pretty." Yesterday she came in and she was trying to jump up
For the balloons.
get the balloons.
Fantastic, yeah.
She's got a couple in her playroom, hasn't she?
So having transferred, do you have any regrets? Has it worked
Not
out
at all.
for you? Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It's
it's worked.
really good. We feel really supported. Everyone's lovely in the agency.
It's very friendly.
Everyone's supported in the agency really well. We know everyone, and you
Don't leave that in.
Leave it. It's being able to do this. Just talk freely with.
Have a laugh. Enjoy yourself.
Yeah,
it's not all doom and gloom.
No.
And share, I guess.
Share your experiences and even the bad ones.
Work together. I mean, that's why we're called Together, fostering together. It's doing it all together, part of a team.
So. You can't have it like the agency and the carers.
No.
It doesn't work. You've got to.
We feel like we're being
crossover.
listened to, and that's the main thing. And moving things on. Things are slower these days because there's not the finance out there to carry on with or support.
It's very difficult to get any services nowadays.
Yeah.
So you do need the help, don't you? You really do. Even
Do you feel part of a team?
yeah, really do.
Yeah.
You know, it's as I say, it's not them and us at all.
No.
It crosses over. It's everyone together in this journey really, and
that's what we have with the other agency. It just seemed to be them and us, whereas now it's like all of us.
yeah, we're all in it together, and
Yeah.
you know, and
It's good to hear.
that's
Good to hear.
when you feel supported.